once again, another month has come and gone. It's definitely getting very warm now. We're in the spring. It's been like in the 80s quite often actually already here. I had some cooler days as well, but that's not what this video is about. I'm here to do my monthly update listening video as I usually do. I'm doing it on the last day of the month again, which is good. It actually worked out. I could do that. It is a Tuesday, but had some free time, felt like doing it. And of course, I've just kind of gotten home from work, so Bowie is here needing attention, and so she will be part of the video, of course. But I've been leaving a lot, so she's been a little clingy. But yeah, I've been listening to a lot of shit once again this month, as usual. So I just want to go over some things that stick out the most. I got a lot of stuff actually on here for this month, just because I've been all over the place for the most part. Can't tell if she wants to get down or not. She's acting weird, but I'd say I want to start with the most, probably what I've been listening to the most, the album I've been listening to the most the whole month. And that would be Frail Body with their album Artificial Bouquet that was released, I think it was the end of last month, maybe. I can't remember exactly. I think it was the end of last month. But man, I've just been listening to that shit like almost every single day. It's been crazy. I really got hooked on it like early this month when I remember I was working on a little bit of a painting project at work. I was painting some siding, and I was just listening to the album over and over again. It was just like the warm, like sunny days and coming in and stuff. It just makes me want to listen to music like this. I've never really listened to their stuff before. Really incredible screamo stuff. I love it. It's really intense and awesome, and it just has so many cool styles within it. Nothing groundbreaking, but I just love the style so much, and it's really sick. Definitely some reminds me of a lot of black gaze as well. There's some of those elements in there. They're really just solid screamo, really excited to keep listening to that. Really accompanying me back into sunbathing season now. I've been laying out in the sun and stuff, and I love music like that when I'm laying in the sun, because it like brings that atmosphere and such with it. And within that style of music, I just like I've just been listening to a lot of just like fast, intense stuff, kind of like that. Just like still listening to a lot of like grindcore and stuff, like this Corin's Axis album that I talked about last time. Listening to a band called Drop Dead. It was like a grindcore, hardcore, punk shit, like fast hardcore shit from the 90s. They've still been making stuff even up till today. But I've really been listening to their self-titled album from '93. I was listening to that a lot earlier this month for sure as well. And I've also been listening to the new Deterioration album, Paranoia and Violence. Just really solid, fast, brutal shit. Actually gonna be here in town in a few weeks, I believe, so I'm excited to go see them. And it's kind of a funny album. I love the little samples in with it, and it's just so fun. I've just really been enjoying listening to that. Still been listening to Mannequin Pussy, their new album. Honestly don't really like the hardcore stuff as much on it, which is interesting. I like the more indie songs. I really think it could have done without the hardcore songs on it, even though that's something they go after at their shows and stuff, obviously. But I feel like they could save stuff like that for their shows and like have like just like the album of just like the indie songs. I really like the indie songs. I really like them all. Really, really incredible. I just really like, once again, nothing groundbreaking, but I just really enjoy the sound that that's creating. Just love that style. And looking down at my stuff here, I've been listening to the artist Richie. Some people may know he was part of the group Injury Reserve, which is now defunct. people who watch my channel know By the Time I Get to Phoenix is one of my favorite albums of all time. That was the Final Injury Reserve album that was released almost 3 years ago now. But Richie released this album recently. I've been following the hype, like building up to it. He'd been watching him on Instagram and stuff, and knew this album was coming out, and I was looking forward to listening to it. It's called Triple Digits, or 112, and I really been liking it a lot. Just really solid kind of abstract cloud rap kind of stuff like that. I've really been enjoying it. I like his vocals a lot, and just think it's really just a solid all around album. People talk about it being a little rough around the edges, which I can definitely agree with, but it kind of adds a charm to it, and I really just been enjoying it, and look forward to keeping enjoying it, honestly. And I haven't been listening too much like post-punk or goth stuff, just some. I mean, I've been when I was traveling, actually, just this past weekend up to DC, I was kind of shuffling my modern gothish playlist that I have on my my streaming platform, and was enjoying that. I kind of always turn that stuff on and enjoy it. I just love music like that. But one album that came out this month that sticks out is Cellophane Animal Mentality. I knew this was coming out, and came out early this month, and I've been listening to that here and there. It's pretty solid goth album. If you're into that stuff, definitely check that out. Probably will be on my top albums of the year, I'd say, as of right now. Other than that, I've been getting back into Dernier Volante. Volanti, I don't know how you pronounce the name. I'm not good with other languages besides English. I probably should get better about that, but I got into him last year. There's a YouTuber named WhiteXM that got really into him, and I was watching some of his videos, and I got really interested in his music style, and I was really into like dark ambient and stuff at the time, which is a part of what Dernier Volante has implemented into his music. A lot of his early stuff was very like martial industrial, straight up industrial, some on his first album, and then a lot of dark ambience, especially on the second album. And then he kind of got more into the kind of like military pop, what he's kind of more known for, and what he's been kind of going along with. I've mostly been listening to the first few albums, the early albums, like Les Blessures de Ayombre, Les Fleurs Sacrées, Les Fruits Sacrés, which was the second album that I was really into last year. Actually, it had a lot of that industrial and dark ambient songs on it that I really still enjoy that. Devant les Mémoires, which is definitely getting more into that military pop sound. And I've just been trying to go through a lot of his stuff, actually. Some of his newer stuff is really good too. Just trying to get more familiar with his discography. I've really been enjoying his stuff. Once again, I was enjoying it last year, but enjoying it more so this go around, I'd say. I guess like within that realm, I guess I could mention I've been listening to some kind of like neo-folk-ish things, alternative folk things. The two most interesting, or the ones that stand out the most albums, is Genre Wine, their album Abdullah Lutin. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, probably not, but put it up here. I'll put the name of it here as well. It's been a kind of a fun folk album been listening to. Not sure exactly where this person is from. It sounds like the language sounds fairly from like a Scandinavian country. I'm not sure exactly where it is. And then there's a group called Forsetti with their album Windzeit, which has been intriguing me as well. It's kind of a German folk, I believe. So I'm enjoying those from here and there. Really like that kind of sound. So I've been into that as well. And the last kind of streaming and stuff, and I'll get into some physical stuff that I have here with me that I've been listening to a lot. There's a record label that I got turned on to last year when they kind of formed last year, called Siren for Charlotte. It's a Japanese record label that it's a very Bandcamp kind of thing, and like they kind of specialize in their angelic post shoegaze style of music, which really intrigues me. Really love that stuff. But I really like a lot of the groups that have been of the releases that have been released on that label so far, and I just really love that sound and that atmosphere that it creates. Um, and I'll throw in an album or two here. Um, the group That Same Street was actually what kind of got me turned on to this record label in the first place. So I was listening to some of their stuff. They're kind of more of a, they have like screamo elements and with their kind of like post shoegaze kind of things, and I really dig their stuff. Excited to hear more from them. And another band that's on this label, or artist that's on this label, is called Kino 64. Kind of consider them more on like the kind of break gaze is what they consider, like breakcore with like shoegaze. And I've really been enjoying this album. Actually, it was just released like a few days ago, I believe, maybe a week ago, going on a week. I was looking forward to this releasing as I was hearing the single from it. Was really enjoying that. Look forward to keep enjoying that. Sorry, Bowie's just being insane and chirpy and being crazy, but there's one more artist I want to talk about called Beans Club, that I found through Bandcamp as well. I love just the kind of like the underground electronic scene that's kind of in on Bandcamp. I love a lot of that stuff, especially around like the techno and stuff like that. Nightcore stuff, which is kind of what this is, could kind of be put in with that. Been listening to this album since I found it probably like a week ago, and just really love the sounds, kind of and with the sex trance subgenre, that's kind of just like a subgenre of hardcore techno music, and really been enjoying that as well. And I guess I'll kind of share this tape real quick because I was talking about that. But this tape here by a group called Type R. It's their album No Idols. I think it was released in like 2022 or something. But this is like a good representation of like the sex trance subgenre. I think it kind of comes out of Philly in a way, but I don't know. No, I don't know if it was Philly or not, but I don't know. It's just a niche little subgenre kind of thing. But I just really like that stuff. I really like the hardcore techno stuff, and on this album that I was just talking about by Beans Club, I like that there's like some samples of like pop vocals, like choruses in there. There's even a Charlie XCX sample, which I was excited to hear, of course, and I just love, it's kind of like a remix, and I'm sure Charlie would fucking love it if she heard it. So really been digging that too. But that's kind of most of what I've been listening to, like streaming wise and such. And I want to go into some stuff that I've been listening to, physical stuff. I obviously kind of just transitioned a bit with that first tape there, but I've mostly been listening to just tapes and CDs. I haven't really been listening to records at all, to be honest. I just been liking putting on tapes when I'm at home, and I've been traveling to see my girlfriend, who's about an hour away from me right now, a lot, so I've been listening to CDs in the car on the way. But I've got a few tapes here that have been sticking out the most at the moment, and I guess I'll start with some Dungeon Synth. Obviously showed these things off before, but this sticks out the most. I've been listening to some Column Melodies from the Dragon Lair. Just really solid Dungeon Synth, dark ambient stuff. I've really just been digging the sound to create. It just makes me, just some ambient music just makes me feel so fucking good on the inside. I just don't know what it is. It really just plucks something in my head. It just, certain electronic music in general just really plucks that in my head, and I just I love the sound that this creates, the soundscapes. That's why I have so much dungeon synth, and I just really enjoy listening to that genre. Next, I've talked about this countless times on here as well, but MS Paint, Post American, their album that they released last year, my favorites of the year. Really just still digging this album a lot. I just really love putting this on. It's really just great, and just it's just a fun punk album, a cyberpunk album, and I just really love the sounds that it brings, and I'm really enjoy just like jamming out to it and singing the lyrics and stuff, and it's nice on a nice sunny day like today. I might actually put it on after this, not gonna lie. Also, I got some new tapes here. I just couldn't resist at one of my local record stores had these. I went the day after record store day to see kind of like what leftover stuff they had. I was mostly just looking for like little tapes and stuff, maybe some cheap LPs, but ended up I got like 3 of these tapes here. I had sold a few other things to my other shop, so it kind of worked out. I got like $60 from the other shop and then paid for these, so it worked out well. But listening to Death Grips a lot again, and a lot of that is because I got these 2 unofficial tapes here of ex-military and government plates. Very excited to have these, honestly. I don't care that they're unofficial, because I've always wanted to have the ex-military tape. I think it's like the perfect thing to own on cassette, because it's just has that air to it, that like lo-fi kind of just like mixing of stuff, and just the samples and shit. It's so solid. Really just awesome thing to have. And then obviously the government plates. I'm happy to have this kind of like this cover on it too, like with like the pill bottles and like the grenade and shit. Just thought it was cool to have a physical of this too, so they're like the real ones are like not a thing. And but yeah, I've been listening to Death Grips again. It's hard to like not enjoy listening to Death Grips in my head. So and I also picked up this NF Doom Operation Doomsday tape. I just couldn't resist. It's like the original cover on it, and I really just dig it, and I love this album. It's easier to put on a tape than the LP, especially as the LP is a double LP, so you have to flip it fucking multiple times, and this you just have to flip over once. So I just wanted to have another copy of this, and it's sick. It's the green tape. It's really sick. I just am excited about that, I guess. And yeah, those are the tapes I've been listening to, and just really been into tapes recently. I had to my other tape deck was starting to eat my tapes up, so I had another one that my coworker given me. I switched over to that again, and it's been working fine, so that's a good thing. But onto the CDs here. Like I said, I've been driving to and from hours of driving recently, and I'm having to do something in the car while I'm doing that. And some albums here that stick out the most I've been listening to that will remind me of this time, I guess, was been listening to these 2 hymn albums, Dark Light and Love Metal. I love these albums. They bring me comfort. It's really the goth love metal, as they say. And yeah, just bringing me comfort, bringing back to my childhood kind of feelings. I've also been listening to Cocteau Twins, Heaven in Las Vegas. Just going back to this album, I hadn't listened to it in a good while, actually, and just fucking loving it again, to be honest. It's so solid. Probably my favorite Cocteau Twins album, to just say. I mean, it's a lot of people's favorite Cocteau Twins album, but it's hard to compete with this one. I mean, obviously I love their early stuff as well, like especially their first 3 albums. But this one will just always stick out. This is what got me into them, so I'm gonna be interested in them. And it's such a solid album all around, perfect album, honestly. And also been going back to the Pixies, the Surfer Rosa. This Come On Pilgrim is on this CD as well. It's one of my favorite CDs I own, actually. This reminds me of 2016 a lot. I've went over that with like the Apple Music playlist things, but just really been enjoying going back and listening to this. And as the warm months are coming in again, a lot of my music that I've been listening to are reminding me of the warmer months and getting me kind of excited for summer and such. This album being one of them as well. I've been listening to My Bloody Valentine, Loveless as well. Just, it's hard to compete with this album, man. It's just the atmosphere, and just I honestly love like the ambient passages of it. It's probably my favorite part about it now. It just was another stepping stone to me just falling in love with ambient music. And last but certainly not least of the CDs, got Cannibal Ox, The Cold Vein, just straight up classic. I love putting this on like a cloudy morning or something. It just kind of gives me the vibe for some reason. I don't know why. But reminds me of playing the Tony Hawk video games when I was a kid. Because there was I think the first song, Iron Galaxy, was on Tony Hawk's Underground 2, I believe. Or maybe it was Underground 1, I can't remember. One of the Underground games. But solid, incredible, honestly probably a perfect hip-hop album. Just really, just all the times I listen to it, I'm still like finding things different to appreciate about it, and hearing more little details within the music, and just really solid hip-hop. So yeah, like I said, I haven't really been listening to records, but I just want to show this just because this Charlie XCX self-titled, or just Charlie, I don't know if you consider it self-titled, but I haven't really been listening to the record per se, but I've been listening to Charlie a lot. People know on this channel, I love Charlie XCX. She's my favorite pop artist, and when I want to listen to pop music, I turn her on, and I just cannot get enough. She just makes perfect pop music, in my opinion. And I have been listening to this album in particular some, and like Pop 2, Vroom Vroom EP, Number One Angel, stuff in that era, I guess. And just realizing this album, just like still, I mean, I've known, but this album is just fucking incredible. It's like a perfect pop album, perfect modern pop album, and I think it came out at a perfect time in 2019 to really wrap up the 2010s. It really just brought so much from the 2010s. It just like kind of defined the 2010s in a lot of ways. 2010s pop music, that is, and just putting this experimental edge on it. It's just fucking incredible, and I fucking love her, and she's just incredible. I'm such a fanboy for her. I've got a hard on for her for sure. But yeah, that's basically what I've been listening to this month of April, 2024. I guess it's probably a little bit longer of a video than usual, but that's okay. I enjoyed making it. I wanted to talk about a lot of things today that kind of popped in my head. I'm probably forgetting some things, but if you follow me on Instagram, I'll probably put up my actual like streaming like top albums. I like to do that, so look out for that on the story if you follow me on there. I know some of you guys do. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching, and please let me know what you guys have been listening to this month. I'd love to hear what you guys have found. Any music discovery for you guys, any just regular music you've been listening to, just your favorites, whatever. As obviously I've been listening to a lot of my favorites. Haven't done too much music discovery this month, I guess, to an extent, yes. Nothing that's really latched on too hard, I guess. Yeah, Bowie's obviously getting very hungry, so I need to go give her attention and feed her, and but end out the video like always. Please support my friends here on the side if you can. Links in the description, and yeah, I will see you guys next time. See you later.